Give a pretty brown girl a space. You can keep your winner. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey,
Hi ladies, my name is Simon and I'm here to remind you that you are still that girl. If you love all things becoming and being her, then stay tuned because we have so much to talk about. And before I get into my topic today, I want to give a shout out to all of the women out there, all of the girls who continue to upload on YouTube, who have ever uploaded on YouTube to speak life into others. This job is not easy, and I just want to say thank you for showing up for the world, putting yourself out there, braving it, and, continuing to do so, getting over doubts, getting over fears, and getting over, whatever may get in your way of filming a video. How many times you have to edit, how many times you have to start over again. Girl, I am feeling you right now because before I press play just now, I was trying to figure it out so bad, but we're going to get it together, ladies. We're going to get it together. So if you listen to my previous episode, I was speaking about toxic work environments and how you should leave them. But in today's video, I want to speak about gaining skills so that you can increase your income to leave the toxic job or to invest in yourself. We are women with big dreams, big goals, big ideas, but those ideas, those goals, those dreams come with a cost. I remember, guys, I have invested so much into myself, and it was not easy trying to invest and, be independent at the same time, taking care of your finances, doing everything that you have to do, and then to turn around and try to invest into your dreams. In all of my years of trying to, figure it out, during the pandemic, a lot of people were speaking about transitional skills. So that is when I began to do more research and dig into it. And, I found that there are so many resources out here. Like, majority of the time, you think you have to go back to a 4-year school. You think you have to do a 2-year school. And sometimes you cannot go back to school because you have to work to pay your bills. So I want to speak to all of the women out there who can't go back to school right now. Or you guys, actually, I've already been to college and knew that, and I know now that I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to open up a fashion business, but there weren't many resources out there like there is now. So, and as soon as when I graduated college, like a year later, a lot of people, ads became popular, and a lot of people were speaking about, the businesses that they have and how they invest. And that's when, entrepreneurship became a thing. And then the pandemic happened. So a lot of people were talking about transitional skills. And I wanted to leave healthcare so bad. If you listen to my previous video, you will know that how toxic it was to me. So I began to do my research and I found out about certification, classes, and I began to figure it out and put it all together on my own. And I was able to do so within less than 6 months. And I want to teach you how you can do the same. And I want to share with you the resources that I use so that you can do the same and that we can get this money and we can live our best lives. This is really just so that women can live softer. That is my ultimate goal in these videos. I want us to live softer and just come out of survivor mode, come out of struggling, come out of, like hustling. Like, we can still be beautiful bosses, but just in a softer way. So as I said before, I got into this rabbit hole of researching, transferable skills because I wanted to leave healthcare. And you guys, if you're anything like me, you've been trying to figure it out, and then eventually it'll come to you. I just remember days just being in my room, just trying to figure it out so bad. So I was on YouTube, and during around the pandemic, a lot of people were coming forward because people were home, and that's when everyone, began to give more resources. So care became a trend on YouTube, and the videos would be titled Why I Quit Nursing, Why I'm Leaving Healthcare, I'm Transitioning Out of Healthcare. So I came across this video of this girl, and she was an RN, and she left healthcare, and she was speaking of the same things that I was speaking on about, how draining and toxic it was. And she spoke of how she got into IT. And when she explained her job, you guys, I knew immediately this is what I wanted to do. When she described her job on what she did, it just reminded me of all the times, growing up, going throughout life, I've always wanted to just work from my laptop, whether it be my 9 to 5 or whether it be entrepreneurship. I always wanted to work from a laptop, like from anywhere in the world. So when she was describing tech, I was like, oh my gosh. And when she described the Pacific sector that I'm working towards now, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. So I bought her guide. It was like $50, and she gave me every step that she took. But she took a boot camp, and it was like $2,000, I think almost $3,000, because at first it was $2,500, and then they increased it to $3,000. And I just could not get into it, guys. I could not pay it at the time. So, I just continued to find my way. And I got on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, guys, this is what I recommend, that you get on LinkedIn and you begin to connect with people in the field that you want to go into. LinkedIn are such supportive people. I'm telling you, people will give you so much of resources and tell you about all the certifications. I recommend, no matter if you're going to tech or whatever industry that you're going in, get on LinkedIn and begin to build. So get on LinkedIn. So I was on LinkedIn, and then I found this Black group. His name was Professor Roger, and he just provided so many resources. Like, the resources were coming back to back to back. So, but I never had really the chance to invest. So me just trying to figure it out, I came up with a plan, and eventually I ended up going on udemy.com, which is what I recommend. But before I speak about that, I want you guys to do your research and see what job that you can get within 6 months, because we don't want to spend a lot of time on this. So see what certification that you can get within 6 months, and then study for that certification and then start applying. I recommend you do like the Google research and see what is demanding and what is going to grow. So project management, anything in IT. And when I say IT is very broad. So you have so many different sectors of IT, which is what I love, because if I get tired of doing one thing, I can easily transition into doing something else in tech. So I love tech, and I'm actually rooting for every Black girl to come and join me in tech, because it's popping over here and it is such a softer life, and majority of tech work is remote. You guys, I'm sorry, but something is itching my nose. And in the camera, I'm looking like Rudolph, but I don't know what it is. It's like, what is going on? But once you search what you want to do, so there's project management, there's Scrum Master, and you can go to knowledgehut.com to get those certifications. There's tech, you have udemy.com, you have Coursera, you have Harvard University. If you Google Harvard University, they have free classes that you can do. YouTube, guys, somebody is out there telling their story. Whatever you want to do, Google it and YouTube it. And guys, you don't have to go back to school for these certifications, certificates, diplomas, classes. LinkedIn Learning has they have their own app, and when you finish your LinkedIn Learning course, and they're like an hour, if two at that, you can post it onto your LinkedIn page, and then recruiters are on LinkedIn. So you can even, you'll be able to show recruiters that this is who you are, this is what your expertise is, and you don't want to present yourself as a novice when you are getting these skills. So if you come from healthcare or whatever background, when you actually get an interview, you don't want to speak from a place of a novice. You don't want to let them know that you're trying to get into tech or trying to get into project management. You want to present yourself as an expert. So you to overtalk them in an interview. You want to give them so much of knowledge that you have learned from these classes and these courses, and you won't look like a novice, because nobody wants to hire a novice majority of the time, guys. So you can get an entry level role, but still you want to be the girl who knows everything about the topic, so that they can have confidence that you will bring value to their team. So I recommend Googling, like I said, and I named the different websites. Like I said, you want to also put your LinkedIn in your resume. So I'm definitely going to have to edit this video because my nose was itching so bad. I'm like, what's happening? But nevertheless, guys, I'm sorry that I'm a little distracted. That's normal. But Google the skills needed as well. Anything dealing with the cloud, that is going to be, the cloud is going to blow up. It's already blown up, but the cloud, anybody who has skills with the cloud, Microsoft, Google, and AWS, which is Amazon, they have, the skills are valuable no matter if you go into project management or tech or whatever field you want to get into. Even if you want to do hair, invest in a braider's class or watch those YouTube videos and become a braider, become the go-to girl for knotless braids. So once you get your certificate, and I want you to be smart about the industry that you're transitioning to, because we don't want to continue to try to transition. We want to get into a field just so you can, be able to rest, because it's going to take a lot of work. And if you don't want to be someone that continues to study, to continue to, invest in yourself and continue to learn, then you can even get into bookkeeping, medical coding. You can learn these things on your own, and then you can present yourself as an expert, guys. It really can work for you if you do it that way. And I also recommend that when you are transitioning to different careers and trying to increase your income by your skills, I recommend putting the skills at the top, because if you are a novice in this new industry, the recruiters don't want to see your previous work experience. They want to see what you know about the job that you applied to. So I recommend that your skills go up at top, so it can throw them off about your previous experience. And I don't recommend filling your resume up with, I recommend putting one of your last previous jobs on your resume, and then put in the classes that you took as your experience, put in the certs that you took as your experience and what you learned in those courses. And Google has different certificates, data analysts, they have IT tech, they have so many different courses as well. So if you go into these websites, you decide what you want to do, you see how much of money that it makes, and then you begin to build your portfolio. And on your resume, you want to have links so that they can access your blog that you can create. You don't have to be hired to have experience. You can have experience working at home, learning these courses and doing projects. You can get experience through that way as well. You can, become your own intern, if that makes sense. So you can create a blog and talk about everything that you learned on the course and put that blog website on your resume. And then the recruiters, they will be confident in you. And when you get to that interview, you nail it and you practice for your interview. I feel like most times people are not prepared for interviews, and that is your biggest downfall. You have to know what majority of all interview questions are pretty much the same. I'm going to ask you those behavioral questions. So if you are already prepared to answer what they are going to ask you, then you already know your response. And sometimes when you don't know your response, that can throw off the entire interview. So you really want to be on your toes in these interviews, have quick responses. And guys, when they ask you a question, you have to continue to speak. You have to take over the interview so that they can know that they are confident in hiring you. They know that you have value, you have something to add to the team. Get on LinkedIn, create your blog post. You can also create a YouTube and talk about the classes. You can create your own portfolio so that you can show the recruiters that you are not a novice and you are actually an expert on whatever you're trying to transition into. I heard Courtney Sanders speak on how women, we choose passion more than we choose profit. And Granted, we're not doing things that we hate, but we have to do things that are profitable, guys. A lot of people are on TikTok complaining about inflation. Groceries are high. I can, go into the grocery store without a buggy, without a cart, and I leave out paying $70. We have to do what is in our best interest. We have to, plan for the future. We have to at least get to 40K. Once you hit 40K, you will continue to, there's no going back from 40K. You will continue to increase your income. And I keep seeing these debates on the internet about, if somebody's making 50K, you can't date them. But guys, social media is not real life. People are not making $20 an hour. Majority of people. Some people are, but there are so many people that aren't. I know so many people that I have worked with that are not hitting $20 per hour. So we need to first get to 40K, and then we can continue to build on that through skills. So we're going to build upon those skills. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I want you to think about the future. I wish I would have known what I've known now back then, but you move on, you live and learn. Your journey is yours, and you end up where you are today, because if had I would have known back then, I probably wouldn't have been speaking to you now. But I'm so glad to provide the information. Also want to give a shout out to Symone Beez. She speaks a lot about GovTech. I want you guys to go on YouTube and watch her videos and just see how much of Black excellence is on that YouTube channel. The titles are like $17 to 80K. Like, people are making jumps with government tech. So that's also another resource. Or you can go to Tech is the New Black. Look on there and just see how many people transition into a higher income, and just continue to watch videos like that. And then you'll get more resources, more information to really figure out what you want to do. Ladies, I hope this has been helpful for you. I want us to continue to increase our skills so that we can increase our income, so that we can live a softer life. That's what I want for Black people, a softer life. Bye, guys. I'll see you in the next video.
Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your winner. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, catch a break. Give a pretty brown girl her space.